Couple moments.
Live now.
Yep. Alrighty.
Sounds like it works.
Yep. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator. Woo! I would have. Thing is, I would have done a little more with my PowerWash business yesterday, but something came up, as some of you may have known on my Discord areas. I had to help move someone in, so yeah. By the time everything was all said and done, I was like way too exhausted to stream. But yeah, now I'm back, and of course, I'm not alone this time for this highly satisfying game. For the first time in like quite a while, not since like doing like a bunch of Kingdom Hearts stuff, I'd like to welcome my soon to be two co-hosts today. The other one's like a little busy, but yeah, welcome the one, the only, Linkzilla.
Hello, everybody. I'm the Linkzilla, and I'm really glad to be here. How you doing, LT?
Really good.
So, this is PowerWash Simulator. I didn't really partake in the last stream all that much. How about a quick rundown of the basic mechanics of the game?
Basically, of course, you're given a job and you have to clean up stuff in order to the town.
And I take it that you use some kind of high-pressure water pump, is that right?
Pretty much.
You know, that's incredible, because I'm pretty sure that, like, you watch videos on YouTube of people actually using these high-pressure power pumps, and you think, wow, that looks so cool and satisfying, and everybody wants to use them. And somebody basically watched that concept, it's like, let's make a game out of that.
And look at this. So yeah, last time when we started, we cleaned up my business van. Yep, cleaned up my business van as well as someone's backyard.
Whoa,
Here in the town.
van.
Yep. Here in the town of Muckingham. So today, just like before, we're going to do a small job before doing a bigger job. So today we are going to be cleaning someone's dirt bike and then go clean up a playground.
Man, that dirt bike certainly lives up to the name.
I know. Let's see here.
No offense, fellas, but it's kind of dangerous to ride the tracks after rain. Should probably wait for it to dry up first.
Yeah. Okay, so from Joe Average, I get it.
It almost made me spit up my water.
Yeah, there's got to be something up with my dirt bike. You see, I'm one of life's winners. Every morning I put 4 slices of bread in the toaster, but only eat the slice that pops up first.
What?
When I have a coffee, I only drink the bit that wins the race to my mouth. But on this bike, I always finish dead last. I wonder if there's mud stuck in the manifest or wherever it is slowing me down. I'm also kind of superstitious, so I haven't cleaned the thing in over 15 years. Thanks. Ew!
So, he basically wastes 3 pieces of bread in the morning and practically an entire cup of coffee, and his biggest concern is the fact that he can't win on this dirt bike.
Waste of food, waste of coffee, waste of my time.
I feel like basically we should be calling the men in white coats. Yeah, you need to go for area of effect on this one.
Yep. Let's see here. There we go. A continuous stream. I haven't cleaned this bad boy in like 15 years. It shows. Look at this thing. Okay, so, there we go. Oh.
Speaking of which, what was the story on that other guy's backyard? Because when I first looked at it, I thought that, like, this looks like a fire got out of hand. Like, what? Did a meteor land in this guy's backyard?
We have no idea. He just found it that way when he moved in.
He found it like that when he moved in. And...
And he was
guess...
worried about his kids getting sick and stuff, so...
hopefully it didn't look like that before he moved in, because it's like, if you basically, like, bought the backyard looking like that...
There we go. Now then. And as you can tell, each of these things have like a different pressure depending on the size. The white one's the biggest, so it doesn't carry as much. But as we go down the colors to green to yellow to red to eventually this one, the pressure gets even higher. Okay, so how do I lay prone again? Let's see here. No. No. Hang on. Oh, that's jump. That's that. That's the soap. Oh, it was this. It was the R3.
Man, you really got low.
Yeah, and if I get high, I'm provided with the right amount of equipment. And if I want to see what I'm still missing, all I do is just press the right arrow button, and I get to see all the nitty-gritty I miss underneath.
Yeah, that really comes in handy. I noticed that from the last stream, because, like,
oh, yeah.
Without that, I can imagine that this would be quite frustrating.
Yep.
I mean, it reminds me of that old USA show called Psych. Kid basically was raised by his cop father to basically notice little details so that he could be a detective when he grows up, and he ends up basically forming a detective agency based on the idea that he's a psychic. So I'm just wondering, like, I wonder how, like, who trained this guy? Like, who trained this guy to notice all these little dirty details every now and then?
Yep. Okay. That's done, that's done. What am I missing? Oh. Brake disc, rear fender, handlebars. Ah! There you are, you little devil. Ah, there's the brake disc. What am I missing on the... Aha! There! Not quite enough for my new power washer, but I'll have to do... Hey! Speaking of the other co-host.
Yeah, sorry for being late. I was told to get all sorts of things ready, as well as trying to get over a headache I woke with.
Oh, no.
Headaches are always the worst.
Especially when you're not sure what will specifically help get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Joe says, clean as an egg. You're a legend. Nothing can stop me now. Well, the only thing I will stop you about is wasting your food, buddy.
Yep. And the sad realization that after one single race, the way this guy is running, his bike's going to be in the same condition.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
I like to think this takes place in the same universe as Mario, and then before you be like, hey, Haos, that's ridiculous, even for you. You hear me out.
Darn it.
Clearly, this is all part of Bowser Jr.'s evil plot to frame Mario again. But the problem is that no one catches him this time doing the deed, so it just gets clean. And we have to piece together the clues from the shadows.
Oh no! Listen to this! From the park warden of the Buckingham Recreation Ground, yes, that's the name of the town. Dirt Binder, I've I really got a ridiculous situation on my hand. You see, some of the local children have been coming down with a curious and slightly form of dermatitis, and a few fretful folk have been put it down to the condition of the recreation facilities. It's all nonsense, of course, but if we could just humor them and get the whole thing a thorough hose down, I'd be most grateful. Ew, the kids are getting sick because of the dirty playground.
Oh boy.
I feel like it would be a bit too harsh to basically make a comment about this taking place in Ohio.
Ooh. Oh my word! What happened here?
Damn, I knew some people have difficulty trying to change their kids' diapers, but I didn't think they would have this much difficulty.
It looked like a whole mud bomb went off in here.
I mean, seriously, like, look at the surrounding area compared to all this. Where's the source of this mud?
I have no idea.
This is why it feels like it has to be deliberate.
Okay, well, first things
Start
first.
with a bench.
I'm going to start with the garbage can. Oh, they call it a garbage bin, so you can definitely tell this is like... Let's see here. British base. There we go. Look at that! So we can get this to that. I'll be happy.
Whoa. I did not expect that color.
Neither did I. Like I said,
And
like
yet, there it is.
And like I said, it looked like a flippin' mud bomb went off in here. Okay, if I end up getting enough cash partway through this, I'm getting a stronger power washer. But yeah, seeing all these colorful playground things gives me some good childhood. Gives me a case of nostalgia. Playing the playground as a kid. Of course, back then, most of the playgrounds were made of wood. These days, it's now made of metal and plastic. Or silicone-coated metal.
Well, if you ever come down over to the States and... Well, I guess we could always arrange a trip up to New Hampshire, because there's still a wooden park that I'm familiar with that's pretty great. Granted, we wouldn't be able to really use it ourselves. We're kind of a bit too old. We're too old for that. However, there are still plenty of youngins in my family currently that we could always just drag along, and they'll enjoy it.
Ah! A clean bench. I'm happy.
Yeah, I remember back in my day, they didn't let us play on the grass. They had these things called wood chips, and they just covered the ground in them. Something about keeping us from getting hurt. Yeah, tell all the kids who went home with splinters. I'd be surprised if that merry-go-round could even move.
Let's see.
Just one gigantic blob of orange.
I know. Okay, so this is multi-purpose. So, today I'm going to do a little something.
You know, I'm pretty sure that you could write your name in that.
Oh, yeah.
Give me an idea and I use it.
Sometimes just gotta make your own entertainment, even on the job.
Anyways, as I was saying, I'm going to try something a little different today. Let's see. Where is... Ah, there it is. Liquids. Let's see. Glass cleaner. No, no, no. Aha!
Multi-purpose cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty handy.
Oh. Okay, hang on a second. How do I change the soap in here? Hang on. Oh, there's the options. Let's see. Oh, nope. Let's see. Sorry, people. I'm still trying to... No. No.
Did that grime just regenerate?
No, it dried up. That was water.
Ah.
Okay, seriously, how do I change the soap on this thing? It's probably under my equipment.
All I can think about is that line from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs where Doc says, "Get the soap!"
Oh.
Let's see. Movement, power washer. Oh, it's under circle.
But the last button that you ever think of.
Aha! There we go. Look at that. And listen to that bubbling.
The sound of a bubbling brook makes me want to babble.
Well, not quite as good. At least it's getting a good chunk of the stuff.
Yep.
And as you can tell, it won't work on the metal bits. Only on the foam. Huh. Oh, there we go. I'll use this until the soap washes out, and then back to the good old reliable. Oh, they separate.
Good plan.
Oh, this is clever. Watch. They separated it into sections. Come on, where's the ding? Yeah. There it is!
Green, yellow section.
I do wonder if there's any actual places that have ever been made this dirty.
You'd be
Because like, it's easy to
surprised.
joke, but you gotta wonder, is it perhaps possible? Like, and I do mean like beyond like a natural disaster, which is the only way I can come up with for why someone could get this dirty in such a public area.
Well, I don't know about public areas, but I'm pretty sure that definitely in like some private residential households, like the people who just have too many pets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've basically seen that they have to pull up the entire carpet, and when they do, like, basically, basically like a whole waterfall of urine just drops right out of it.
Don't remind me. My old. That's pretty much the main reason why my parents had to give up the cat. Kept on marking their territory all over the place. And a lot of us believe it's because of a lot of stress.
I honestly don't know what a cat would actually have to be stressful about. I mean, apart from, like, dogs or larger animals.
Come on. I know you're close to clean here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting a better power washer by the time I'm like partially done this job. There we go.
By the way, you want to know something funny?
What's funny?
So on the side, I'm currently playing Elder Scrolls Online.
Uh-huh.
And what makes it funny is that I'm currently infiltrating a mine full of bandits. And what makes it funny is that they're all like Nords. They're all people. And my job is that I had to disguise myself in order to basically do everything.
Oh, right. I get it.
And the best way to disguise yourself is to disguise your IP address with NordVPN.
Indeed, those they couldn't tell that I was actually Argoti from the Black Mars. Thanks to NordVPN. Yeah, now they'll successfully disguise myself as the Nord and infiltrate the bandit camp. You see, this is better. You see, NordVPN isn't just a tool just to avoid getting your
Personal information
router they're messed up with, or potentially not being able to see stuff on Netflix. You can even use it to bust crime. Be the Batman that you want to be. Please know that Soapy is. It's not for federal citizens, and that the potentiality of being able to do this in real life is extremely low.
There we go. I'm so glad that with this whole thing, they put everything in sections.
Yep,
This
so much easier.
Yeah, it makes my job like 10 times easier.
Of course, I remember the backyard. Like, a section was every single block, every single stone that was in that pathway.
I know! And I missed a teeny tiny little spot on one of them. My God.
Which is odd, because, like, with what you just did, this big panel of the merry-go-round, it basically kind of, like, considered it complete and then just deleted the rest of the muck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's basically, if I get like 99% of it done, it'll take care of the rest easily. Ah, those satisfying dings. Alright, next.
Oh boy, comes next.
The main roundabout itself. I remember calling these things a merry-go-round, and I had childhood memories of like people spinning on me on it so fast that I got super scared. Maybe that's why I'm so spooked of really
That's
fast
it.
roller coasters.
No, I think the
I've always
roller
been
coasters
spooked of
for
really
the
fast roller
heights.
coasters. In fact, fun fact, one time when I was younger, we went to Disneyland, which naturally was a very different place than what it is nowadays, but, going beyond that, because that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that there was this, roller coaster that was in the ground, as far as I'm aware, thinking back. I think it was some sort of space ride or something. I don't really remember off the top of my head. So my family decided to bring me in there. First, they lied to cover me, like, "Oh yeah, Matt, don't worry, it's not a real roller coaster or anything like that. It's another type of ride. Yeah, that's going on." And like the dumbass I was, I fully believed them. Because why would I believe my family would lie to me? Naturally, we get into the ride. It starts going fast, and the rest is a blank. Probably thinking, "Oh, it must not been memorable for you then, said Haos." To which I say, "No, it wasn't because it wasn't memorable. It's because I passed the fuck out."
Oh
I mean, like, that's actually a thing that can happen. Like, with people who genuinely can't handle the speed, the velocity, or the heights, they can actually pass out from the fear.
no! Yeah,
Yeah,
I seen a video of someone like passing out every 2 seconds on a roller coaster. So I believe you there.
yeah, yeah. It's things like this why I feel like I am probably the most attuned to things I know I cannot handle. So, because I could say with almost certainty that I cannot handle it. But not at all. I've tried and I've failed to do a roller coaster. Although I will say it's somewhat weirdly how an 8 it is. Like, for example, without even knowing my peanut butter allergy, I was very much opposed to a peanut butter facial that my sister and her friend wanted to do because they saw the episode of, like, what was it, like Mary-Kate and Ashley? Something along those lines.
Oh no.
And if it were a reason wanted to do it with me, I was fervently opposed. They did it to me. I said it was burning and went to go wash myself.
Okay,
Naturally, they thought I was
okay,
overreacting until they saw the reaction of my skin.
Oh.
okay. The fear trap. I mean, the merry-go-round is done.
And yet, can you really say you've conquered your trauma from back then?
Not really.
Look at all that crime.
There we go.
This might be something I've heard once. Like, a long time ago, I forget. Well, I mean, not a long time ago, but in Skyrim, there's a quest that when you work with the Daedric Prince of Majesty, Gorath, to more or less to post-mortem fix the mind of a very disturbed emperor, or who suffered from nightmares, night terrors, general paranoia, and all that stuff.
AKA kill them.
But if you go back to him, like, in the middle and say something, and say, "Oh yeah, I've conquered the nightmares," he's like, "Oh, congratulations! I knew you had it in ya!" Yeah, it says a bright step forward, and you have a bright step for a new day. Oh, you're referring to the Emperor, not yourself. Well, good luck there, and I just know that you'll manage to conquer it for yourself one of these days.
Yep. Oh, for crying out loud! I am stepping all over this ladder. Here. Okay, how do I pick up? How do I pick up things again? Sorry about constantly going back to this. Let's see here. Options, controls. No, that ain't nozzle. Oh, it's this. Let's see. There we go. I'm just gonna put it there for now, so it's out of the way and I'm not stepping all over it. Along with this. While I clean this. This seems to work.
Fun fact, in Quincy, there's actually a park that's named after my grandmother.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that once.
Yeah, I figured it was relevant considering, well, this pretty much is a park after all.
Yeah, kids' playground. Which
Like,
kind of...
What's the story? What'd she do to get the park named after her?
Not sure off the top of my head. It was a long time ago. She died when I was very young.
You know, speaking of grandparents and parks, my dad's father, bless his soul, was a groundskeeper for the city of Stratford for some time after coming over from the Netherlands.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah, I wasn't sure what his original dream was because I know his brother Frank wanted to start a farm. That farm is still around. It's now just run by the kids. Anyways, he was such a well-known member of the community that one time he even helped out with like the March of the Swans, which is this thing that happens every time the Stratford Festival comes around. They guide a bunch of swans over to the river and make sure that they're safe because the swan is like a very strong symbol for Stratford. He even had his picture in the newspaper and everything. And it's from him I learned that my birth flower is the black-eyed Susie, which now is my favorite flower.
Aw.
Have you seen what a black-eyed Susie looked like, Link?
No, I don't think I ever have.
Okay, it's an orange daisy and the middle bit where the pollen is all black.
Wow.
Yeah.
Orange daisy. Well, it certainly does sound familiar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've probably seen them a few times and didn't realize it. They're a pretty common flower. This also reminds me of another funny story that I learned from his funeral. My Uncle Tom, when he was a kid, he was helping out my grandfather out with, like, trimming trees. This was, like, before, like, too many proper tools was available. So he had, like, everything all set up on, like, a special, like, almost pulley system. And he had my Uncle Tom hold on to one end of the rope. And he said, okay, try not to let go or else the branch will make a divot in the ground. What he didn't realize was how heavy the branch was compared to my uncle, who was still a kid back then. As soon as he cut the branch, down with down with the branch with a thump, and up came my uncle. And my uncle looked down and said, "Well, that created a divot."
That's funny.
I know. Oh man. Oh god, I'm already crying with that story. Jeez. Can't blame me. It was a funny story. Ah, perfect.
Yay, you finally got the outer edge.
Yep. And now to go back to where it started. Oh, jeez.
Poor creature.
I know. It's called a stego slide. What do you say, Link? Get this done next and then continue the rest of the floor?
Well, it's up to you, really.
Screw it. Don't worry, buddy. I'll get you all cleaned up in no time. Seriously, what kind mud bomb went off on this poor thing?
I mean, seriously.
Do you have any funny park stories to share there, Link?
Not really park stories.
Huh.
I, kind of don't really remember all that much, from that portion of my childhood.
Ah.
What I basically do know is that when it comes to naming things, a couple of years ago, me and my family found out that there's a mountain somewhere in Europe that basically shares our last name.
Oh, lucky!
We have no idea if it's actually named after our family, though, or if maybe, like, our family is named after it, but...
That or it's
just...
named after a different family, or it's just a crazy coincidence.
Yep. All I know is that they call it the Golden Peaks. So... The Golden Peaks, that's the name of the brand, isn't it? Well,
Yeah.
it exists. I know it does.
You looked it up?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Nice. Well, this is sure a nice color for the slide. Nice purple and yellow. Oh! Found the spines!
Those are, called thagomizers.
Ah,
I'm not kidding about that.
I thought they were just called tail spikes.
Hmm.
That's right, everyone. Linkzilla, our resident paleontologist and dinosaur expert.
Yep.
You can hear a bunch more dinosaur facts on his old Kaijerica series.
They are definitely a formidable weapon, not to be trifled with. Certainly an indication to stay back. Give me my space. Don't try and mess with me, or these are going to go into your jugular.
Yep.
At least until Allosaurus came around.
I've always been curious, Link. What is
Yeah.
your absolute favorite prehistoric creature ever?
Well, I know that basically sounds cliche, but I've always been particularly fond of the T-Rex.
Ah, classic.
Yep. I don't
I
really
personally like its tiny arms.
tiny arms, but just because they're tiny relative to the animal's body size, that doesn't mean that they're not muscular. I mean, you basically like compare what a T-Rex's arm would actually be capable of. It would probably be stronger than some of the strongest men alive. Like,
Ooh.
Oh,
dude,
most assertedly. I'm not saying that thing couldn't rip me apart. I am saying it is funny that it has tiny arms compared to its size.
it's speculated that, well, ultimately, like, basically are trying to figure out what the purpose of those tiny arms were and why they got like that. The colloquial wisdom is that as the head and jaws got bigger, the arms sort of got smaller to help sort of compensate for the redistribution of weight, because ultimately it really wouldn't need like to have all big and powerful fighting arms if its jaws basically were designed to basically like do as much damage in a single blow. But it's speculated that, like, say if it was fighting something, like fighting prey, like it got it from behind and biting down on it, then the arms could basically dig their claws into the prey's back and kind of give it extra bit of security, kind of help stop the prey from getting away.
That's clever.
Very.
I guess that's why a lot of the monsters like Baroth or Anjanath has small arms. It's a weight thing.
Yep, probably. In fact, that's basically why T-Rex has such a long tail, too. I mean, at 40 feet long, most of its length is coming from that tail. In fact, that's basically how most of the dinosaurs work. You basically, like, realize that some of the animals that have such incredible body proportions are basically working to distribute the weight. Like, say, a long-necked, a long-necked sauropod dinosaur like a brontosaurus or a patasaur. Like most people, they thought that, well, they have long necks like a giraffe has a long neck, so they can reach the high branches of the trees. But nope, that's actually not it, because according to the Lost World, having a long neck is a pain in the neck. So, there are far more disadvantages from having one. So why do they have it? Because they need those long tails. Those long tails are powerful, like whips. They can swing them around and basically swat away predators. Basically, they could break a T-Rex's neck with a single blow.
Oh,
But in
oh
order
wow.
but in order to have such a large and powerful weapon, you need something to counterbalance the weight, hence the long neck. It works like a bridge.
Makes sense.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely always been fond of the T-Rex, and especially because we are learning more and more about it, and thankfully some of the stuff that we once thought about it has long since been deproven. But it's ultimately like, can't get too excited about new discoveries. You gotta wait for them to go through the right process, because right now there's basically like something that's coming up where recent reports are suggesting that maybe what we thought was the biggest size of Tyrannosaurus actually wasn't the biggest size. They're speculating that they could have been even larger.
Well, this definitely goes to prove that
Ooh.
even as adults, you can never stop learning.
Yeah.
Even the experts are still learning something new every day.
As someone out there has once said, the greatest masters are those who accept the fact they have a lot to learn
Yeah. Oh,
and will
sorry
never
about
stop
that.
learning.
Okay, did you hear that the mayor's cat Ulysses is missing? The whole town is on the lookout for him in time for the festival. We won't have spring until he's put the hat on. To be honest, if I had to wear that hat, I'd go missing.
The
I wonder if
cat.
I wonder if it was that cat from the last episode that I accidentally scared off.
That's what I'm thinking. So, I guess the cat is a game mechanic and not just an aesthetic. Maybe he pops up in random levels, or maybe he pops up wherever it is you're currently cleaning, and if you can sneak up on him and catch him without spooking him off, maybe you'll get a reward for it.
Yeah, maybe.
So does that mean we got the bad ending for spooking?
I guess so.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, time for the slide.
Stegosaurus, the lizard with a roof.
Well, even though he's kind of hollowed out right now because, of course, this case, it's a kid slide.
Yeah, but that's what they call it, because Stegosaurus basically means roof-plated lizard, because those spikes along its back, people basically look kind of like equated them with roof tiles.
That makes sense. I mean, look at these things. These things could easily become roof tiles if he starts shedding them off and the dinosaurs are still around.
Yep.
Yeah,
They definitely played a role in like the defense of the animal, but some experts speculate that they also played a role in body warmth regulation. That they basically kind of like helped vent the heat out a little bit.
Oh, kind of like the ears of a hare. Helps vent out the heat. That's clever. Let's see. Since I'm a little closer. There we go.
And here's an interesting bit of trivia for any Jurassic Park fans who might be watching. You guys probably know in the Jurassic Park movie the famous scene where they come across the sick Triceratops. In the original novel, however, it wasn't a Triceratops. It was actually a Stegosaurus. And as Malcolm describes it, that is a funny-looking animal.
The more you know.
Yeah, Spielberg changed it to a Triceratops because Triceratops was always his favorite dinosaur.
And no one complained.
No one complained. People were so impressed by the scene that they actually thought they found a real dinosaur for this scene. And then, of course, people started accusing Spielberg of killing it.
No!
Is that grime going away or what?
It's just since I was using a different nozzle, it wasn't coming out properly.
Ah. I was beginning to think it was part of the design.
See? There we go. I wasn't using a strong enough nozzle. Alrighty. Make sure I get all of these other spines. Almost done. There we go. And look at that! I got more than enough to get myself a new power washer.
That's the Stego difference.
Oh wait, I already own that one. Okay, next one. Oh God!
¿Qué pasó? 900.
It's gonna be a while yet before I get that one, folks. At least the Stegoslide is all clean. Now the kids can play up and down it all day.
Just make sure that you clean out the area around it so they don't track more dirt onto it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm working on it.
Otherwise, we're back where we started.
Yep.
But hey, if they get it all dirty again, that just means that they have to pay you to come back.
Yep. Do 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 do. Whoop. And down. And back. And down. Doing things this way makes me just so happy.
Yep, I like going over it like in a big line like that. Makes it simple.
Yep, and it helps me take care of any little bits I may or may not miss. Oh. Little extra rinse on the side. Ah, that satisfying ding. I love it.
Well done.
Everyone loves a sunshiny day. We're gonna keep it that way, 'cause clean is better than dirty, and dirty better than clean.
Where's that song from?
An old commercial.
Ah. Yeah.
The more you know.
And once I finish the main career, then I'll be going to Croc Manor, Midgard, Mars. Yeah, because that's the thing about me. If there's like special stuff after, I save it for after I'm finished the main game.
Sounds like a good practice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Look at that bright color. Yee!
Lovely.
Oh wow, that is a big red area.
Really hope that these kids appreciate all the hard work that goes into this.
Yeah. Speaking of things that need color, gross.
I'm telling you, Bowser Jr.'s behind this.
Pretty sure that this muck would be alive at this point, if he was.
Yep.
Like seriously, where's the putrid piranha? Or the goop buzz?
Mm.
Do you see any stews here, Haos? Where are the stews, Haos? Show me the stews.
Oh man.
Maybe. Well, maybe he just didn't. Maybe he just didn't do it enough because he was worried about being arrested by the authorities.
Super Mario Sunshine.
But you cannot deny that would make this game a lot more fun if it was essentially turning into a successor to Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, Super Mario.
Especially since she'd be flying around with a hover nozzle.
Yep.
I really wish that Sunshine got a sequel. I mean, seriously, what was so special about Galaxy that got a sequel?
Actually,
Well,
it was those planets were actually supposed to be part of the main game, but they ran out of room.
They were supposed to. They were going to bring Mario Sunshine mechanics to Galaxy.
No,
No, they meant that, she meant that, it was originally going to be just like an expansion to the first game, but they decided, screw it. We got enough for a sequel, so let's just make it a sequel.
Oh.
So see Galaxy 2 less as a sequel, but more of a
Convenience.
Galaxy plus one, or expanded. Which is why we got Yoshi.
Mario Galaxy 2.8.
essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the intro to Kingdom Hearts 3.
And now there's going to be a Kingdom Hearts 4 coming.
I honestly cannot believe that. Like, when I was basically, like, still in college, I was getting to the point where I was just sort of accepting the idea that, you know, maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 is just one of those nebulous things that will never actually happen. You know, like the Final Fantasy VII remake. And then, lo and behold, they actually done and made it. And not only did they make it, they're continuing with a Kingdom Hearts 4. After all this time, it's like, I thought that 3 is what we were working towards. I thought that 3 was going to be the end game, the end goal.
Well, sort of. It's the end of Sora's first journey.
And hopefully the end of Darth Rafiki.
Who?
And, well,
Xehanort.
Ah.
Oh, right. That must have been what I called him when I played Birth by Sleep with Kay. I mean, seriously,
yeah, and of course.
He looks like if Rafiki became a Sith Lord, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Thanks, Blink! Now I'm not gonna get that image out of my head.
And that's basically what, like, Terra's story in the game was. You follow Darth Rafiki. He knows the way. Come on.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is the end of the Xehanort saga, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the end of the series.
Yep, because we still gotta find out what's in that blasted box.
It's kind of like Endwalker in a way.
Yeah, except I can honestly say it feels like an excuse just to make more games rather than being organic, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Possibly. So, let me just basically ask you guys, if you wanted to explain the story of Kingdom Hearts to, like, say, a friend or family member that didn't know anything about Kingdom Hearts, how would you begin?
I would just say, warning, this story is a very big convoluted mess.
I would basically start out by saying I would need to break out the whiteboard and markers to even begin to start explaining this to you.
Like I said,
take notes, there is going to be a quiz.
To be honest, it's kind of a lost cause trying to explain that game.
yeah.
To my family.
Especially since one of the organization members is connected, this backstory to one of the organization members, or at least a couple of them, it's based on a mobile game that is no longer in service.
I know, right? And that's so friggin' frustrating, because it makes me think they need to basically, like, take all those mobile games of the story they told, and they need to reinterpret them into, like, some kind of 3D game so we can actually, like, see what their part of the story is. And come on, I want to see Gaston in these games already.
That's the one thing I kind of hope that they do, because right now, well, the one thing I will say is that Kingdom Hearts is at that weird point where, where the Disney side is coming
Slowly
off more of a
novelty.
relic.
Yeah.
Yeah, novelty than anything else. I know they've technically done away with most of the references to Final Fantasy, or at least that's how it was in base 3, if I remember correctly.
I hope they bring in more Final Fantasy references.
I know, right? Because it kind of
Yeah.
feels like the game series is losing half of its identity. I mean, I've sort of I've felt this way about the franchise since the very beginning when I first played Kingdom Hearts, because it kind of feels like the only reason that the Disney characters are even there is so that the game can get attention. Because it's like the guy who created it, no, Sakurai is the guy who makes Smash Brothers. Well, anyway, the guy who makes it literally says, I want to do a 3D platformer, but the only characters that can rival Mario are probably Mickey Mouse. So it just always kind of felt
now
like
we're at the point where
yeah.
yeah, it just sort of help that from what we see in the gameplay, it does not seem like that Sora will have his original companions around.
Yeah.
But that just might be for gameplay purposes, tutorial purposes, than actual fact, so.
It just basically kind of like occurred to me when I played through like the first Kingdom Hearts game, and you basically realize that while the Disney characters are there, like they're there for aesthetic and they're really eye pleasing, they really don't serve all that much of a narrative purpose in the overall scheme. Like, how many of the Disney worlds that you travel to were really essential for the plot?
Only just a small handful, really.
Basically.
Yeah. It is also just kind of a shame, because in the first one, they did a good job, I think, of having them be all, maybe you guys would somewhat disagree with me, but, they were all equally, important. Like, the main big bad group was, primarily comprised of the Disney villains.
That's the thing.
And then,
they were the villains that we were fighting throughout most of the game, but in the grand scheme of things, they really weren't that important since they were just being manipulated the entire time by Ansem.
A.k.a. Xehanort.
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, I think that basically the
Mr.
main...
I have many names, and don't ask me why I keep changing.
I think that the main thing that they contributed was the fact that Maleficent basically found Riku, and Riku was basically like, but Xehanort, Ansem, whatever Nort, basically was trying to possess Riku, so that basically kind of comes into it. I just kind of wish that basically, like, maybe what happened in one Disney World started to affect another, like, basically... but maybe I'm just overthinking it, or maybe I'm just thinking that Kingdom Hearts was going to be... I wanted Kingdom Hearts to be something that it was never going to be.
Well, in a way, one Disney World did kind of affect the others and the other ones, but more of a collectathon sort of way.
Ah.
The puppies.
The puppies. And how come they haven't made another appearance since the first game?
No idea. I guess after that, they couldn't find anything else.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that every single game should feature you going around collecting all 99 of them again, but seriously, like, how is it that Cruella de Vil hasn't made an appearance in this franchise?
I know! And she was one of my favorite villains.
I mean, she doesn't even have to be...
Yeah, they're worried... Imagine if, like, in, like, the next game, she's actually part... Like, here's what I would want for, like, another thing. Instead of just having it just be, like... Final Fantasy characters dressed up specifically in robes with too many belts on them, like most of the games tend to have them be. Like, seriously, it annoys me that most of them appears to be the same goddamn thing. But that's semantics. What I would want is having a little mixture, because imagine if, like, they re-envisioned Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Vil, like, you know, where her story already passed, but now we gotta deal with her Heartless, who is, well, a lot more of a threat and potentially as sapient as Ansem was.
Yeah, because I'm basically like thinking that they could easily make a Cruella de Vil Heartless boss, because she, if anybody can become a Heartless, it's that woman. I mean, I can just imagine what her Heartless would look like. Her body disappears, but the only thing left is her fur coat, and it's glowing with purple darkness energy, and it grows into a giant Heartless monster and basically comes to life. You are literally fighting Cruella de Vil's Heartless, which is the one thing that she loves most, her furs.
Mm-hmm.
Can we make it weak to fire spells?
I mean, probably.
Burn it! Burn with fire!
And maybe in the background they have like this really epic orchestral kind of dramatic version of the Cruella de Vil song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa! I forgot to put that step ladder there. Usually as I move this over here. Or over here. Yeah, over here. There. Now I can finish this.
But yeah, with like the whole one Disney villain affecting things in like other Disney worlds, I was basically like thinking like, what if because of the Heartless's interference, what if the villains actually started winning? Like, what if Jafar did succeed in like taking over Agrabah? What if basically he did become this all-powerful genie, as you do? And what if he didn't get captured? What if he instead basically ended up what if the worlds did actually end up falling into darkness? I feel like that would sort of give a whole lot more stakes to the fact that basically it kind of feels like we're fighting a losing battle here.
I know, and it'll make up for the
Weirdly
fact that
enough, that reminds me of Super Paper Mario.
How so?
Well, that's technically a thing that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the worlds actually gets consumed by the void. While you're in the middle of trying to battle all these guys at once. Wasting time. I'm not salty. I never played the game, but it's giving me vibes of the frickin' saga in the base game of 14 with Titan.
Yeah, the whole Titan thing just becomes funny in hindsight.
And with Super Paper Mario, the one that where the world gets consumed, that's the game with that. I can't remember what the villain's name was. He has that personal assistant
Count Black.
Count Black. Yeah, his assistant Natasha, she can hypnotize people, and Luigi gets hypnotized. That's the one, right?
That's the one.
Right. He becomes Mr. L, who's definitely not Luigi's insecurities come out to the forefront.
Or Luigi's repressed anger manifested as finally appearing on the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes me feel bad for him. Which is why I'm always
supposed to feel bad for Luigi.
Yeah. Which makes me feel super happy when he gets stronger roles in other games, like say Luigi's Mansion series, or the other RPG series.
Of course, thanks to Luigi's Mansion, we don't have to feel all that sorry for him, because depending on how well you play the original game, he ends as a multi-millionaire.
Oh yeah. And he starts getting a little braver.
Yep. And then the second game happens, and egad, just ends up stealing all of his money.
Ugh! Look at all this dirt at the bottom! Gross! It's all mud.
All sorts of mud.
If I have to get down on my knees to clean this up, I will.
I think that you do. How do you get the underside of something like this dirty?
Kids crawl.
Yeah, but this looks too deliberate. Like, there has to have been some kind of bomb that went off here.
Well, I'm at it, might as well get underneath. Oh, thank goodness, this playground's also made into sections.
Look at that reflection.
Hehe. PS4 maybe getting close to being an old console, but dang, this stuff is pretty.
God, that just makes me feel so... I cannot believe it.
Alrighty. Take care of that. Now what else is missing? Oh god, it goes on the inside too.
What is that?
At some point, I'm just convinced that they did this. This on purpose. The kids, or who... If we're, you know, not going with the whole Bowser Jr.'s behind every dirty place.
I mean, even I gotta admit, some of this grime here is just unnatural. Like, it could be one thing if this basically accumulated over time, but to this degree? Especially because some of this grime doesn't even look like mud,
Oh.
it looks like ash.
Howdy, Dirt Finder. Put everything on hold. My golf buggy's soiled like you wouldn't believe.
Golf buggy. His golf buggy.
Doc, I gave your details to a colleague who needs a hand with her new place in the suburbs. It's the old Diath place. I hope you don't get spooked easily. So now we got a golf cart and a haunted mansion. But I still gotta get that bungalow done.
Who's the guy next door cleaning?
Haunted mansion, you say? I
Yeah.
wonder if the owner's name is Luigi.
Let's see here. What's new? Okay, clean the golf cart. Oh, that's an easy $100. I'll save that for next time. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Yeah, no doubt a lot. If I wasn't wearing this mask, I'd be also sneezing with all of this dirt and grime.
Mask. I think that basically the third person, you're wearing a full hazmat suit.
Exactly.
Hell, you look like an Among Us character.
So you're saying that she's incredibly sus.
Or maybe that all this dirt and grime and all this water running through this place could lead to a potential fungus.
A fungus among us.
A fungus amoongus, you mean? Yes, there actually is a Pokemon called Amoongus.
Yep.
And this was before Among Us was a thing.
A Pokemon that has clearly learned and adapted itself to try and deceive humans. Because you can't tell me that the whole red and white circular shape of a Pokeball is just something that happens in nature. Well, you cannot convince me that Voltorbs are real.
Apparently they've been like that for a long time.
Another satisfying ding.
And I like it that all that remaining dirt just got dinged away.
Eee.
Man, look at this place. It's like a rainbow.
I know. And it's definitely done on purpose to make it more appealing to the kids.
I know, right? But how could anybody ever let it get like this? I mean, if I basically, was anywhere near this place, I probably wouldn't let kids go anywhere near it, because I wouldn't want it to get dirty again. Hence probably one of the reasons why I'm never going to be a parent. Yeah, you're gonna need something a lot stronger than that.
Whee! I can't help it. It's a circle.
Fair enough.
Ding!
The witch is dead?
All that dirt and
that's
grime
gone.
is. So nice. Once I get all this floor clean, I'm tackling the big job. And if there's enough time before the 2-hour mark, I'll handle the mayor's golf cart.
Excellent.
Excellent indeed.
Though, given how much is left to be done, I highly doubt it.
Yeah, true. So we'll have to save that and the bungalow for the next episode. Yeah, I like this little pattern I got going.
Yep.
Two vehicles, then a big job.
And my god, is it a big job. We've been here forever.
Mm-hmm. Sitting prone. Let's see. Speaking of games and that, I've been curious. What was ever the strangest games you guys ever played?
Strangest games.
Teen Titans, the Teen Titans video game? Does that count?
Like, how strange is it?
Well, it like by the end, it's like be meta of like, oh yeah, we're stuck in a video game, and oh, the true culprit is the player. I have to ask, are we free? Bro, we beat the game. Of course we're free. They're actually not free. They're actually stuck for eternity, and I don't know how to get them out of there.
Oh, so that's where they went.
Oh god, I hate those fourth wall breaking games like that just like puts it in your face at the last second.
I mean, it's kind of like a ballsy move to make the player into the bad guy. I mean, you would think that it would be Control Freak. Unless we are Control Freak.
Dun dun dun!
Yeah, Undertale did it better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nah.
I mean, Undertale, I think, definitely counts. That's a game where nobody gets hurt.
If you don't want them to.
I feel like that's sort of like a weird introspective kind of game. It's a game that basically encourages you to think about things. And plus so many likable characters.
Yeah, at least it helped out Toby Fox with something.
Yeah.
It kick-started his career in video game development and as well as music, because a lot of the recent Pokemon games, Toby Fox is helping with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's amazing basically what your little passion project can actually get you in places.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows?
Oh yeah.
Maybe if I get that Doom audio drama off the ground and it actually impresses people, who knows where that could take us.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd make sure to bring you guys along with me.
Yeah. Anyways, the weirdest game I ever played, and I refuse to play again, you guys probably have heard about this from me before, but just in case my viewers are a little bit curious, if there is any, even if it's from my YouTube, is this really dumb game that my mom got from the dollar store once for the Game Boy Advance called, dare I say it, Jane's Pond, with a P, Robo-Cod.
James Pond Robocod.
Basically, you are a secret agent fish in a suit that stretches you, and you're trying to save Christmas.
Christmas.
It's supposed to be a platformer, but I could never get around the mechanics, and it was just no. I could never even get past the first level without wondering where the heck am I supposed to go? Where is the goal? What am I supposed to do? You want to know the worst part?
What?
I found it at the back end of the Nintendo eShop.
Oh, wow.
No thank you.
Wow.
It can stay there.
I think I mostly played down-to-earth kind of games in my lifetime, because growing up you had to be very selective about like what I had to be very selective about what games I could get, since I could get them very rarely. So I would say that one of the strangest games I've played was probably something for the original Game Boy, a little something called Conker's Pocket Tales.
Now that's a weird one. I never heard of
Yeah.
it before.
It's this game that stars this cute little squirrel you've probably never heard of, some little guy named Conker, and here's basically the plot of the game. Conker is celebrating his birthday with his sister, keep that in mind, his sister, Barry, and out of nowhere, out of like Conker's birthday cake, his evil arch nemesis, the evil acorn, suddenly appears. He grabs all of Conker's presents and kidnaps Barry and takes her away. So, the entire plot of the game is that you go around as Conker, and you basically have to go and collect all your birthday presents and track down the evil acorn wherever he is to find out where he's keeping Barry prisoner. So,
Wait, Conker. Is this the same Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day?
you wouldn't think so, but yes, it is.
I figured as much. Oh god.
You see, I played that game, Conker's Pocket Tales, before I ever found out about what Conker was on the Nintendo 64. So when I first found out about it, it's like Conker. It's like, hey, that is that the same character from that Game Boy game we used to play? But then when we actually saw it, it's like, no, there's no way that that could be the same character. But it is, and that's the weird part. I mean, when I first saw like the trailers for Conker's Bad Fur Day and saw how violent and vulgar it was, I would literally look at the Game Boy game cartridge and like think, what the hell happened? What were they thinking when it came to basically taking the character from this game and putting him into this game? It's like, it's literally night and day, because it's like, Conker's Pocket Tales was such an innocent kind of cutesy cartoon game, and then Conker's Bad Fur Day becomes, well, it literally can't be described as anything else. It's Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Wow.
And
Definitely a bad fur day.
and the fact that in Pocket Tales, Barry was his twin sister, but in Bad Fur Day, she has been overhauled to be his girlfriend.
Wow.
Yeah, that alone is worth mentioning. And there's no sign of the
Well-
evil acorn either.
Well, you know what they say.
What?
And do forgive me for this crud joke, but I feel like I have to say it given the circumstances.
There we go.
In the
What?
mind of Conker, clearly he believes incest is wincest.
Oh god.
And that it was live to the entire world. It is now part of LT's Twitch channel forever.
Thanks.
My apologies.
At least you apologize, even ahead of time.
Yeah.
Ay,
I
ay.
mean, but that's
I'm merely
bas-
stating what's beyond everyone's mind given that context.
But that's basically why I had to bring it up, because LT is asking for weird games. The game Pocket Tales itself really wasn't all that weird. In fact, it could actually be quite fun and even addicting. I remember it basically occupying my time on some very long road trips, if you can get past the annoying music. The weird part comes in is that that was the first Conker game ever made, apart from him appearing in Diddy Kong Racing, I appear. So this is basically what everybody thought Conker was going to be, but then we all know where it went. So that alone is basically the weird part.
No kidding.
I mean, you go from a cute little red squirrel celebrating his birthday to getting drunk with his friends at a bar. Kind of a natural progression if you think about it.
And going on a weird trip.
Very weird.
Remember, kids, don't do shrooms.
Oh, they're counting all the. They're counting a different circle here.
Then again, I don't. I usually prefer my pizzas with pepperoni or hamburger or just straight cheese. So what am I on about in regards to taste?
Oh, what I wouldn't give for a pizza right now. I want to get
Uh,
a stuffed crust pizza.
kind of.
My
Now that
my
you mention
personal
pizza,
favorite
that's.
type of pizza is pepperoni hamburger. Sorry, you can go on now.
Yeah, I had pizza yesterday.
What type?
Ooh, nice.
Meat lovers and supreme.
Meat lovers and supreme.
It was part. It was part of like a little pack deal that Sis picked up. There it was.
Yay!
Yeah,
that was
that
niggling
even.
at the back of the mind.
Yeah, that even included wingless bites, honey garlic, some breadsticks, and a giant cookie.
Wow, giant cookie.
Hmm.
I think that I've only ever had a giant cookie once. I think it was basically like the cake for like a friend's birthday party that we went to. Instead of having like an actual cake, they just had like a giant cookie.
Hey, why not?
Not bad.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, they wanted a giant cookie instead of a cake. Who's to complain? It's still a sweet dessert to have at the end of a party
Yep.
before the presents.
But you know what kind of pizza I like? I like the deep dish style pizzas. I really like a pizza slice that I can sink my teeth into, you know?
Yum. I like the
I
kind
just-
with the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I like the stuffed crust kind.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I just don't get why they can't just do the deep dish crust pizza and inject the cheese into that. Like, make the entire pizza itself into a stuffed crust pizza.
Yeah, anyone that works at Pizza Hut, there's an idea for you.
But Pizza Hut was like once my favorite pizza joint because they had the best style of deep dish pizzas, bar none. But then things started going downhill in my final few semesters of college when they took away their online coupon deal. Basically, you could get if you basically filled out their online survey, you could get $10 off on any orders for $20 or more.
So
Oh
that's
boy,
how-
what a steal!
It really was.
Yeah,
I
let's
Yeah.
continue.
I basically would do Pizza Hut so much during my time in college that I would literally hoard those $10 off coupons so that I would always have them for pizza whenever I wanted pizza. Get basically pay $10 for $20 worth of pizza, no harm, no foul. And then, well, beyond that, basically with my last few semesters of college, I kept trying to use the coupon codes. It's like, we're sorry, those codes are not valid. I'm like thinking, what's going on? Like, you guys still doing the survey codes? And they still basically ask you to do the surveys on the receipts, except they don't give you the coupon codes anymore. And then I found out, yeah, they had discontinued that deal. Sorry. I managed to get by when they had the $10 Tastemaker deal, where you could get a 3-topping pizza for about $10. But then they ended up going and removing that too.
That's a
And now-
bummer.
And now even more of a bummer, the fact that they've changed up their oven-baked pastas to where they're now they not only come in smaller portions, but now they've changed up the ingredients in the recipe to where they don't even taste any at all. They don't taste relatively the same at all anymore. So it's like, now I'm realizing that there really is no reason for me to keep getting Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut?
Oh yeah. I know with Pizza Hut, thought they kept having me change my password because they wouldn't recognize my password too many times on the website. Got very annoying real quick.
I'll tell you what's annoying. When I basically was trying to sign into my account so I could use my Hut rewards, but every single time I basically would sign in, I would then click on the Hut rewards tab, and it would immediately sign me out, saying, "Oh, sorry, you gotta sign in." All right, so I sign in again, go to Hut rewards, oh, gotta sign in again. It literally just kept going on and on and on in an endless cycle.
Sounds like a bug.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I friggin' hate using restaurant apps or websites to order, because these things basically have so many bugs and they just get rushed out without being properly tested, because we gotta basically jump in on that online ordering craze.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Almost done the entire floor, boys.
Hey.
Woo!
So what do you think this floor is made out of? Do you think that it's colorfully colored concrete, or do you think it's made out of some kind of foam?
I think it's made out of some kind of foam.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, but that's also what's got me worried, because with all this water soaking into it, it's gonna get mold.
Now for the big job, the main playground equipment.
We'll see how far we manage to go.
Okay. Here we go. Wait.
Yeah.
Ah! There's another bench and another
Ah.
garbage can.
Another bin!
There's always at least one more.
I'm literally surprised that the soccer ball is untouched. Wow, physics. I was not expecting
The soccer ball is the true culprit, clearly.
Alrighty,
Or
enough
maybe
playtime.
it's a clue to who it is.
that. Meanwhile, I'm looking into the background, seeing if I can spot a cat anywhere. Always that little bit you miss.
Come on. Where's the ding? Oh,
Inside.
there's the ding.
Oh well, at least you don't have to do the fence in this place.
Yeah, that would be a pain in the butt.
That was very much a pain in the butt.
I just had an interesting thought, like with basically with all the bonus crossover content that LT is mentioning, how you can clean Croft Manor or the Mars rover or the locations from Final Fantasy XIV. I just had this really
7.
weird. Oh, 7. I just had this really weird
I was gonna
idea.
say, like, what? We get to go to yours in this game? Why was I not made aware of this?
I just had this really weird idea of like a potential special map that the developers could consider. This let's see, the stables of King Augeas from the 12 Labors of Hercules. That would certainly be an interesting idea for a mission.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. What would be really torturous is that if that one came with a time limit.
Now that you mention it, yes, there is a challenge mode here. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, this is a chill game.
No need to make things stressful.
The stables that held 300 oxen and had not been cleaned for 30 years. That would be a challenge.
Ew. I already had to clean a bike that has been clean for 15 years. And of course I am wearing a hazmat suit, so. Which reminds me, I am upset.
Why are you upset?
There's no aqua.
No water? You're out of water?
No.
Damn.
No aqua colored suit.
Ah. So I guess the
The
blue
irony.
one that you're wearing is the closest one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Those gloves are pretty light blue.
Yeah, but still. Mm.
Oh well. You know what they say. A pizza by any other name would smell just as cheesy.
Yep. Oh, extra. This extraordinary Dr.
Oh, weird. I've
PowerWash.
heard
We got your
similar things said
details
of my
from Cal.
puns.
We got a dirty old house in need of some TLC. Oh, I still wonder why they use fancy pants. This fancy pants shock absorbing rubber compound playground for the playground flooring, and not use good old fashioned crazyite, whatever that is. Oh, that's what this is. It's rubber.
Rubber! Well,
Well, that
that's
answers.
not too absorbent.
Well, now that we got an answer to that little mystery, it's shock absorbing rubber. Well, considering kids running around, stomping about, jumping down from the playground, I'm not surprised. Well, at least now we don't have to worry about mold. It's waterproof rubber.
Instead, you just gotta deal with that wet rubber smell. Mm.
Yep.
The things we do for cleanliness.
You know, I gotta say that basically, like, this whole power wash thing is kind of reminding me of my last few months working at Wendy's, because when basically like they had me doing the night shifts, they basically like also had me making sure that the floors were all done. What that basically meant was taking the big hose that they got in the corner and spraying down all the floors with the hose, water, and soap mixture, and then basically like going over, squeegeeing the excess water into the drains, and then basically going over it with a mop.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun and amusing gig that broke up the monotony of the day. Plus, you also knew that the day was over, so how long you took doing it determined how quickly you could get home. But I definitely knew that after a day of working on a greasy floor, once I was done, to basically take that hose and run it over my shoes so that I could get in between there and get the grease out.
I'm guessing you worked the kitchens.
Of course, especially when you work fast food, literally the entire back is the kitchen, isn't it?
Yep, pretty much.
Yep, I worked register, I worked grill, I worked fries, and, well, basically anything else that I could do as a manager. I think I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break.
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
Okay, be right back.
Perfectly fine by us.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Alright. Can you imagine working like an actual job like this, just cleaning up places?
Yeah, it'll be a lot of hard work and a lot of equipment to drag along.
Oh yeah. Startup would probably take a bit too.
Ah, finally!
Finally managed to find what you needed?
Yep.
Nice. Be very observant in this game.
Mm-hmm. And I like being observant.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Finally managed to find a bit that what she was missing out on.
And
That's
the
good.
game was satisfied for me on doing. You know, I think that reminds me of like those times when we were kids and we like pretend to like have our own like little diner or something.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
such
Play
innocent.
playing pretend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are some good days.
Very innocent days.
Back then, the only time to know when it's time to come home is when the street lights were on.
Ah.
Mmm. Interesting.
Hmm. Must must be up top.
Man, all these little pieces that make up this structure
Mm-hmm.
drive me crazy. Though, watching the sprayer basically cut through all the dirt and grime, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
That scene from the original Space Jam when the Toons clean up the basketball gym and the Tasmanian Devil basically goes over it with a couple of mops.
Ah, the spit shine scene, yeah.
Lemony fresh.
Ah, that's why it wasn't all the way clean. There we go. Oh, wow, you can definitely see where all the kids have been running around.
Yep. Of course, some of those might be yours.
Yeah. Maybe. Just slightly.
You know, imagining LT's character in that whole hazmat protection suit that she's got going on, and then coming onto a scene that's basically as dirty and grimy as this, reminds me of that episode of SpongeBob where Plankton and Mr. Krabs get into a grease competition until it gets out of hand, and SpongeBob calls a health inspector. The health inspector literally shows up in a suit like that, just basically like walking in, the whole Darth Vader breathing. And then he's like, did somebody call a health inspector?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yep. There's some things you should not make a competition with. Yeah.
I definitely think that the customer should be smarter than basically spending money to eat fried grease crumbs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh.
Man, the live stream's going on for almost 2 hours now.
Yeah, looks like I won't be getting to
And
that
yet we're
golf
still...
cart.
Yep.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Oh well, at least these jobs don't expire or go to somebody else.
Yep, I'm the only power washer in the whole dang town.
Plus side, lots of business. Downside, why does it feel like everyone is trying to make your business super successful by making it also very stressful?
Perfect. Got 3 dings at once. Ah, yes. Alrighty.
So much cleaning here.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh. If only there was actual, like, proper, like, day and night cycle here. Imagine how long, it would actually be.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll make the playback a little bit more interesting as you get to see the sun actually setting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh.
So much of this park.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this park is filthy. And we'll see why it's definitely a multiplayer game. Considering
Definitely.
they cover the whole thing in grime.
Yep.
They had teams of guys working on this. Really? How many? Teams!
Oh god.
Constantly readjusting myself in my chair. I guess this is why I needed the ladder. Do-do-do. Okay, that does it.
Got us almost taken care of.
I could barely see where I'm aiming, so I needed the footstool.
Ah.
Come on. You know what? No, this needs the ladder.
Yeah, just maybe with this little fortress. Probably gotta do a siege for it.
Now, where did I put that step ladder? Oh, there it is. Do not do this at home. I'm warning you right now.
We are untrained professionals and have accepted that any consequence of our own actions is going to lead to our own bodily harm. Please, do not do this thinking that you won't suffer the same horrific pain that we are bound to experience in this endeavor. Thank you.
It's a good thing that these things apparently never run out of water.
Yep. There's more under the grime. Lichen. Or lichen. Or whatever it's called. Either way, it's gone. It's going. I wonder why these kids got sick. Okay. I think I got a majority of the underside, so I'm going to go and stand on the roof. Like I said, whoa. So what have you guys been up to while I'm taking care of this playground?
Oh, I'm just reading and answering emails.
No. And
I'm just playing some games myself.
yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm in my little Skyrim playthrough, playing as a pure magic caster. Meaning, no fancy armor. I specifically just wear robes. For armor will just be holding me back, and I don't just mean that in the form of, oh yeah, squishy wizard and whatnot. There's actually a spell that increases my armor, and it gets better the more if I don't wear any clothing or any armor. I gotta wear clothing naturally.
Yeah.
And, and all the clothing options I have set to have me regenerate magic, as well as give me more. So I have plenty of options with dealing with enemies. Naturally, it was a lot harder at the beginning of the adventure than it is now. Especially considering I have a spell that literally... Oh, God. I have a spell that literally lets me paralyze fools in place, which makes them prime opportunity for me to just blast them with magic while they're just frozen on the ground. Which,
Nice.
needless to say, is pretty handy.
Oh.
Especially helps that thanks to my little advancement, it's actually incredibly small amount of magic points that I actually have to use.
Ah. Ah, hallelujah!
Oh, thank you.
We're finally done. You got 3 stars out of that.
Well, we're
Could
not
have
done
been
with the
faster.
entire thing. In fact, I'd say that of the jungle gym, we're only done with about 1/3 of it.
Oh, never mind. I thought we were done.
No, I was finally done that roof. Okay, this entire tower is done. Now I know my game plan. I'm gonna like... Alright, next up is this bridge.
Me personally, looking at all this, makes me wish I could just dump a great deal of water from the sky.
Yeah.
Although, like, not in the form of rain, like in a literal torrential tidal wave.
So on that note, you may actually, you know, like kind of break the dang thing.
Yeah, that could be could be the brakes. But fear not, old father of the bride, we can rebuild!
Woo!
Because I feel like in rain, it certainly wouldn't help grime of this caliber. In fact, it might actually make it worse.
Well, there is
Speaking-
like lichen underneath the dang stuff, so...
Speaking of such, you guys have heard what's happening in Ohio recently, right?
What?
Well, about
What?
the train derailment and the chemical spill.
Oh no, no, I didn't hear about that until now.
Yeah, the news really wouldn't tell you about it. I mean, it's no big deal. It's only like the worst ecological chemical spill since disaster since Chernobyl. Why would they tell people about it? Basically speaking, within like the first few hours of this actually happening, there was a rainstorm that followed up, and literal acid rain. I gotta say that basically scares the crap out of me, because with the way that acid rain works, it takes like such a long time to actually build up and accumulate, and the damage that can be done is more of an overtime kind of thing, overtime and corrosiveness. But the stuff that was basically like happening, like with basically the people that were covering it, this was almost instantaneous.
Wow.
Mm.
I find it so ironic that this happened in Ohio in light of all the whole Ohio-based memes that have been happening.
Oh, yeah. Okay, new game plan. I'm going to be taking care of the rooftops of all the towers before going to the second floor, and then last down to the bottom.
And we'll be taking care of business.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, I finally got that one. Okay. Come here, you. The good news is we are like almost 80% done, so there we go.
Thank God.
Always good to definitely know when a job is coming to an end, but this is when you notice that there are always these little tiny bits that you miss, so you have to go back over them and make sure that you get them.
Yep.
With writers, this is the proofreading and editing step.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Always the most frustrating bit. Especially when you're really, really stubborn and have trouble letting go of things.
Mm-hmm.
Cressetol is fungicidal, cheap, and absolute joy to port. Admittedly, it's also profoundly toxic to humans when ingested. Swings and roundabouts. Oh. That's probably why they don't use the stuff, Park Ranger.
Yep. You can't really trust kids to not go around putting anything in their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Spray it down, make me round.
Right round like a record, baby. Right round, right round.
Now, where did I put that footstool? Ah, there it is.
It's always that top bit, isn't it? Kind of makes you wish that you could get in there with a scrub brush. I mean, aren't you feeling that right now?
Yeah. This is definitely one of those times I wish this game had music.
Yeah. Maybe we could provide our own entertainment.
Yeah. Jeez.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, Linkzilla sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle,
Oh,
Linkzilla
hallelujah.
sleeps
That room is done.
tonight. Ooh, ah, ah, Near the village, the peaceful village, Linkzilla sleeps tonight. Near the village, the quiet village, Linkzilla sleeps alright. I can't hear you, Haos. Back me up. A wee, a wee, away.
Away.
I don't know. I've had Lion King on the mind for some reason.
Well, it is a classic movie.
Yeah, I honestly think I blame you. Ever since I did that Bendy and the Ink Machine stream, you got me thinking about Lion King 2. I keep thinking about that song that Simba sings with Kiara, We Are One. But not the scene where they sing it. I keep thinking about, like, the wind flute version played at the end of the movie when the tribes do become one.
Ah.
You know, that movie actually does have a pretty interesting message now that I think about it, that sometimes basically it's better to just let go of differences and work to cooperate for the sake of peace, but then there will always be people who will just choose to not let go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, makes sense. That's what the real world has taught me flying.
But it really does gotta make you wonder, like, the other lion, the lionesses in Zera's tribe, they basically were loyal to Scar, but were they really loyal to Scar? Did they really actually think that way, or did they just go along with Zera because she was so hung up on Scar?
Yeah, probably the latter.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't be fond of any kind of regime in which you basically were pretty much on the brink of starvation. And it does kind of come off as a bit unfair because most of them were so young, they were cubs at the time, and they basically kind of had to go with Zera, and Simba ended up banishing them, didn't really give them all that much of a choice. But I guess that just kind of goes to show that maybe the next generation doesn't deserve to be punished, so maybe you just have to wait until the older generation either falls out or either dies off or falls out of power.
Yeah. And once these rooftops are done, that's the hard part finished.
Oh, I think that the hard part is the underside of the roof. Because you got gravity working against you.
True that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh well, we can always pass the time with more songs. Chaos, repeat after me. Avada Kedavra.
Repeat after me. Acaba Cadabra.
Avada Kedavra. It means no Harry. Avada Kedavra. It's the killing.
No
curse.
Harry.
Dun, dun, dun. Avada Kedavra.
Avada
Spells
Kedavra.
don't come any worse. It means no Harry. Better call him a hearse. It's our trouble-free artillery. Avada Kedavra.
Cadabra. Yeah, that's the killing curse, right?
Yep.
That reminds me, I actually saw something in regards to Hogwarts Legacy where I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was probably thanks to a mod, given the otherwise understated effect of it. But in the middle of the classroom, they murdered the their teacher, which the teacher was, as far as the game was kind of considered dead. They weren't moving, being fall down. But if you talk to the corpse, you immediately begin another conversation. And with, funny enough, in the conversation note presented being like, oh, well, I hope you've learned something from all of this. Which, what I learned is that the killing curse can sometimes not be nearly as lethal as advertised. And the guy falls right back down, prone, dead.
Really? Is JK okay with
Yes.
that? Because the killing curse was basically presented as like a one-hit kill kind of thing.
Like I said before, I'm about 99% sure that it was due to a mod.
A mod.
Given that the guy goes from, in a talking cutscene, perfectly fine and active, then just dropping dead the next. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
It just killed over, stone dead. You
Exactly.
see, like, getting in between those windows, that's gonna be the irritating part.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Avada Kedavra. It's our favorite hex. What's a hex? Jeez, kid, what the heck's wrong with you? Draco, these two words will solve all your problems. That's right, take Wormtail here. Why, when he attended Hogwarts, Very nice. Thanks. He found his persona lacked a certain appeal. He was teased and abused till he squirmed and he squealed. I am a sensitive soul, and I was so chagrined when they put me in Gryffindor and not Slytherin. And oh, the shame. Yes, he was ashamed. Had a lame nickname. Yes, One-Tail's kind of lame, and I wanted to quit. Yes, how did you feel? Well, I felt like a... Whoa, word me. Not in front of the kid. Oh, sorry, my lord. Avada Kedavra, so nicely depraved. Avada Kedavra, ex mortis on wave. It means no Harry, he'll go straight to the grave. Yeah, sing it, kid. It's our recipe for anarchy. Avada Kedavra.
Let's see here. Oh, I did have the footstool there.
So, what do we need to do first, my lord? Why, I'm so geared up I could kill a house elf. We don't need a house elf killed. Yet. How about an owl? Nope. Harry Potter? No, he's mine. Listen, Draco, if you want to be a Death Eater, you gotta act like a Death Eater. And there's a certain somebody who needs to go away, as it were. Who? A certain headmaster. Who do you think? Oh wow, that's a pretty tall order. Yes, but I'm telling you, Draco, this is a great life. No rules, no accountabilities, and the best part is, we're all pure blood. I mean, except me. So, what do you say, kid? Oh well, Avada Kedavra! Unforgivable, yet satisfying. Avada Kedavra. Avada.
There's nothing quite like the instantaneous kill.
Yeah, basically. It means that Harry and Dumbledore's in their graves love to hear them scream in that flash of green. Avada Kedavra, Avada Kedavra, ooh, Avada Kedavra.
But it's good to know that if I ever need a quick shade, I can just use the abracadabra. Then I won't be Harry anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if that's actually part of the song or not.
Maybe, maybe not. So nicely depraved, Avada Kedavra, even though you don't shave. It means no Harry, he'll go straight to the grave. I think I love that part the most. It means no Harry.
Oh, come on!
What? It's catchy.
No, I kept on falling
yeah.
off.
Clearly, you need to learn the levitation spell.
No, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
It's Leviosa.
Yeah, can you imagine Squidward being at Hogwarts? Wait, stop. You're going to put somebody's eye out. Plus, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Har, har. Man, he's a nightmare. No wonder he doesn't have any friends. I think he heard you, Patrick. Can you just imagine, like, the scene in The Troll with the bathroom?
Oh yeah, Squidward would be panicking.
Oh my god, now I totally want to see a SpongeBob parody of Harry Potter.
Oh gosh.
Not even anything all that clever. I just want to see the classic scenes from the movie reanimated, but and voice acted with SpongeBob characters.
Okay.
You're a wizard, me boy. Nah, Krabs can't be Hagrid. Like, I don't know who Krabs would actually be, though.
Dumbledore?
I mean, don't get me wrong, it kind of works given the nature of their relationship, but I just really don't want to see Krabs being Dumbledore. Or maybe I could make it work. Let me try something. Back again, SpongeBob, me boy. You have discovered, like many others have discovered, the pleasures of the Mirror of Erised. Man, I cannot do a Krabs impression to save my life, can I? I trust now you know how it works. Let me give you a clue.
Try
If the
laughing
happiest
first.
man in the world looked into the mirror, he would see only himself exactly the way he is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. What would you see if you looked into the mirror, Professor? Me? I'd see myself holding a lovely, fine pair of socks. and send the bags for the money.
Mm-hmm.
But then that means that we basically would have to make Plankton into Grindelwald, meaning that he can't be Voldemort.
I don't know why, but I just had the idea of like, oh, like what if Draco is Squidward?
Yeah, that would actually make sense. Then we'd basically
I
have to
can't
break up the
believe
trio.
Squidward murdered Mr. Krabs. Well, who would he be otherwise?
Well, I had him pegged as Hermione because, like, Squidward's such a pompous know-it-all. But now I'm basically, like, thinking, like, with him as Draco, like, let's see, what are some good classic Draco lines? Man, this place has really gone to the dogs. Like, my father always said that Dumbledore was the worst thing that ever happened to here. You're wrong. What? You think that there's someone here who's worse than Dumbledore? Well, Spongy Potter? Good one, Goyle. That's right, Saint Potter. And people think that he's the heir of Slytherin? Well then, you must have some idea who it is. I told you yesterday, Goyle, I have no idea. How many times do I have to tell you? Is this yours? He just slips it into his pocket. But my father did tell me one thing. It's that the Chamber of Secrets was opened 50 years ago. He wouldn't tell me who did it, only that they were expelled. Because the last time the chamber was open, a mudblood died. So, it's only a matter of time before one of them's killed this time. As for me, I hope it's Granger. What is the matter with the two of you? It's his stomach ache. So I guess that means that we gotta make Sandy into Hermione. That's gonna be funny with a Texas accent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, most certainly, it would be hilarious.
Well, it's only because you've got the emotional range of a teaspoon. Man, I can't think of any good Hermione lines. Speaking of such...
Neither can I.
LT, did you have a chance to take in the Fantastic Beasts movie yet?
Nope.
Man, I really want to talk about those movies with somebody. I guess maybe that's just an excuse for me to make videos on them.
When all else fails.
When all else fails, make a video about it. Put it up on YouTube so the world can ignore it instead of just your personal close friends.
Woo!
Good times. Good times.
Oh, yeah. Alright, got 90% done, guys.
90%.
Oh boy. Oh, living on a prayer.
Oh, living on a prayer, take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Living on a prayer.
I only remember half the lyrics. I only hope we get there.
We've got to hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. Who lives in a broom closet under the stairs? Harry Potter. I mean, that basically wrote itself, don't you think?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I swear,
Perfect.
I swear to God, if I ever get around to basically like reviewing the Harry Potter movies on my channel, I'm literally going to open up the video like that. It's mine. It's copyrighted. It's trademarked. You can't steal it. Right up the stairs.
Oh dear, and they gave you a good case of the giggles.
With oversized glasses and long unruly hair.
Yeah, it really became long and unruly in the fourth movie. Woo boy.
Yeah. Ironic thing is that that's basically how Harry's hair is supposed to be in the books. Like, they even have like a story about Aunt Petunia basically getting so fed up with having to give Harry a haircut that she literally shaves his head down until he's almost bald, and yet by the next day it's all grown back to full length. Magic.
Some people just can't withstand having a wizard in the family.
Yep. You know, I gotta admit that even though I know that the point of the Dursleys is supposed to be like the wicked step family and whatnot, I feel like in the books they're a little bit so over the top that I just cannot really believe that they're characters. They don't really come off as real people so much as they come off as like, well, I don't know, caricatures. Like, Rowling had specific people in her life that she absolutely hated, and she was using the Dursleys to completely lampoon them.
Oh yeah.
Because, I mean, the stuff that they did to Harry, that is shocking.
I'm surprised they weren't even arrested for it.
They weren't arrested because nobody friggin' called social services on them. Though I really wonder if they actually would, considering that Dumbledore, well, the Dursleys, Harry living with them was a necessary evil in order to keep him safe. But still, I just kind of wish that they were, I don't know, a bit more likable. I mean, you can basically have them be afraid of, like, wizarding and magic and whatnot, but that doesn't mean that they have to basically be so mean to Harry. Bullying
Mean that
him.
they were downright abusive.
Abusive, yeah.
Mean is an understatement. Abusive is 100% the perfect term.
I mean, I even think that there's even more opportunities for comedy if they actually weren't the horrible people that the books depicted them as being. Like, let's say they never told Harry about his magical lineage growing up because they genuinely wanted to protect him. I mean, his parents literally were murdered. How do you explain that to a child? And apparently, not only that, the reason that they died is because the guy who killed them wanted to kill him. So, how is it that anybody could possibly explain that to a child?
There we go.
Yeah. Be a
Okay.
very hard thing to do.
But like I said, I feel like there's like more opportunities for comedy. Like in the fourth book, when Harry basically is staying with the Dursleys, he gets an invitation to go stay with the Weasleys for the final month of summer so that he can attend the Quidditch World Cup. And he doesn't tell Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia that Mr. Weasley has set up the Dursley residence and their fireplace to the Flu network, as in
Yeah.
Yeah, so what also is even better is the fact that the week before, Dursley basically had the fireplace basically boarded up and replaced with an electronic fireplace. God knows why. So when the Dursleys all basically teleport into the chimney using the Flu network, they all end up getting stuck in there and literally have to blast their way out.
Whoopsies!
I mean, that's funny and all, and I'd say that in that kind of situation, the Dursleys really do have the right to be mad, but just, like, imagine the situation if the Dursleys were, like, expecting company, and they've got, like, a tray of, like, a teapot and cookies ready to go, and just waiting for the Weasleys to show up at the door, only for them to blast their way through the wall, destroying everything in the kitchen, and even breaking, like, the tea set, and Vernon's just standing there, like, completely bewildered, covered in dust, but he still does his duty as a host and lifts up the broken teapot and just offers them some tea. Like, tea? I really do think that that's the kind of comedy that can work with characters like the Dursleys, people who are just so out of their depth. And you want to know why? It goes back to the Fantastic Beasts movie, because the absolute best character in those movies is Jake Kowalski. He is the only Muggle in the movie. He basically got involved with Newt Scamander in the first movie, and he basically is there to just basically be the audience. He's meant to react and, like, basically kind of like be introduced to all this fantastic everything, and he takes it in such stride, and he likes to laugh at it. He likes to be amazed and bemused by it. That's the kind of character that I feel like we need in certain situations.
Oh yeah.
Because
Most certainly, yeah.
Because everything is so novel to him.
Novel.
Well, that was a weird glitch.
Especially like in this latest movie where they actually end up going to Hogwarts. They actually have breakfast in the Great Hall with all the other students, and Jake comes up to Newt's like, "Hey, where have you been?" "Oh, I was just hanging out there with the Slytherin kids. They offered me this bag of candy." "Oh, candy-coated cockroaches. Nice fellas."
Say what?
But he sort of, like, takes it in stride, you know, because you can't...
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're Slytherin, and then you can't really get all that mad at them.
No.
Although I do wonder, 50 years, I wonder if Lucius was among those boys.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Oh, finally got that cleaning pole done. I've been
I
at
know,
it
right?
on and off.
I feel like with 3D objects like this, especially the round ones like poles and handlebars, they're the ones that are going to be toughest to clean, because they've got such small surface areas, and they wrap around, it's easy to miss. Like, I'm not looking forward to you doing those monkey bars.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely saving the golf cart and the bungalow for the next episode.
I do wonder, you know, beyond all the stuff, what sort of Harry Potter house would I potentially go into? Because as nice as quizzes are, those are, you know, based off of someone's perception, so they could easily get it to go a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm actually too afraid to take any of those quizzes, because I guess I kind of don't want to get confirmation about the two houses that I'm pretty sure I'll end up in.
Oh, which ones?
For some reason, I feel like I would end up in Slytherin, mainly because if basically it was revealed that that there is a world of magic and I had the power to use said magic, I would definitely be a very ambitious bloke. But the other house I'm afraid of basically ending up in is Hufflepuff. You know? You want to know why?
I was gonna say, the next one is Hufflepuff, isn't it?
Hufflepuff's isn't that bad.
I know, but we all know what Hufflepuff's reputation is. And besides, I'm afraid that I'll end up in there because loyalty from friends, because I've had so many backstabbers come and go. Loyalty is basically one of the things that I basically promote the most and what I pride myself on, so Yeah, I basically would end up being stuck with the honey badgers.
Actually, I think
Well,
they're
hey,
just normal badgers.
well,
They're
but
just
if it's a honey
normal
badger, then that makes them
That's even
significantly
worse.
more menacing than any of the other groups.
Exactly. If they're just regular badgers, then that's even worse.
Be interesting if there was ever like, actually, you know what's funny? While I
But
was going through the internet, as I usually do I saw an article saying like, oh yeah, don't go to
Hmm.
Hogwarts Legacy if you want to experience a magical school. It's not nearly as good for blah
Hi,
blah blah blah
Pixel!
reasons.
hey,
But do you
Pixel.
want to know? Oh hey Pixel, what's up? But do you want to know what they did bring up though?
What?
They brought up Fire Emblem Three Houses as a superior magical school experience, which I find funny for a couple of reasons.
And why is that?
Okay, number one, the magical school is not even a magic school. It is a officers' academy.
Ah.
And so not everyone is learning how to cast spells or whatnot. You can easily make that happen,
Hmm.
but otherwise you're going to be focused on more martial endeavors and learning how to, do war correctly.
Yeah, anyways, Pixel says here, on the bright side, if you end up with the yellow boys, you get to live in a giant keg and are literally next door to the kitchen.
Yeah, but are students allowed in the kitchen?
When did that ever stop anyone?
Of course.
But yeah, the second thing is that you don't even actually be a student. You're just a teacher. So so in terms of that aspect, that you really don't get to do whatever you wish.
Yep.
And thirdly, the school part ends like halfway through the game, and then all the people go into nation war, killing each other, and the whole education pit just becomes a more of a training to kill our enemies than actually, okay, so this is what you want to do if you ever go into a battlefield scenario.
Kill Muffy's literally just the magic muffin button.
I kill Muffin.
A magic muffin button is always appreciated.
Hmm.
So if we basically did end up going to Hogwarts, do you guys think that you would go through the long and grueling process of becoming an animagus?
Maybe.
Well, one, bless you. Two, what is an animagus again?
An animagus is a wizard who basically can transform themselves into an animal.
Yeah, like Professor McGonagall
Ah,
can become a cat.
And the Marauders.
ah,
The process to
ah.
learn it and accomplish it is very long and very difficult, so you actually have to really want to go for this in order to pull it off. I think something about basically keeping a very specific leaf from a tree underneath your tongue for like a full month or so, and then making sure that it's done like by like the night of on the night of a full moon or something.
Mm.
And you usually end up transforming into your spirit animal.
Hey, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, you'd end up turning into a fox.
Yee.
What do you
I
think
wonder
you'd
what
end...
my spirit animal would be.
That's what I'm wondering. I have a feeling that Gats would be a turtle. Didn't anybody else get that feeling
I can
from
see
Gat?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that from him. I could definitely see a turtle. Not sure how he would feel about that, but that's just the truth of it.
Yeah.
Nah, Gat's a
Nah, Gat's a
koala.
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 I mean, if you hear the way that Hood Geographic talks about koalas, they basically have evolutioned themselves into a corner.
Absolutely
they
no
weren't cute, they
sense
would
of
go
awareness. Yep.
Absolutely no sense of awareness.
Sounds about right to me.
I'm pretty sure that my spirit animal would probably end up being something extinct. Probably make sneaking around probably hard to do, but what could I say? I would love it.
Okay. Almost done with this.
We're
And the
actually almost
bridge.
done.
Trying to think, what would my spirit animal be if I had one? These are the questions that plague me late at night. Or right in front of you guys, I guess.
I always thought that you were like a raven.
Caw!
No, the ravens don't go caw. They go nevermore.
Well, if you spoil the punchline, then it's not nearly as scary. It's all about just leading people to be unaware. That way, the moment that they think it's safe, bam, you hit them with the speech. Get them to freak out.
Oh yeah.
At the
Maybe
very
chaos.
least, I definitely do have a bit of a spiritual fascination with birds. Especially. So that might just be due to my love of the Tengu, which, to be fair, someone else has a love of the Kitsune, so probably the same thing there. Ooh.
Or maybe Chaos' spirit animal would transform him into a Muppet like the Great Gonzo. Oh, whatever.
Meanwhile, I just had a very funny sight that happened for like 10 seconds.
Of you as a Muppet.
Oh no, not the Muppet bit.
What?
Bit.
Wait, wasn't
Bit
it confirmed
in,
that Gonzo's an alien?
Yeah, but they've disowned that.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently Muppets from Space is no longer canon.
That's a bummer. That was a good movie.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. This reminds me of a book I used to have. Let me guess. Animorphs.
God, I just got the image of Animorph in my head. I thought it was gone. Why is it back?
Told you what words you used to describe... Oh, what words you used to describe groups of animals. Yeah, like how a flock of crows is called a murder.
Yeah, apparently that came from folklore.
Murder.
Yep. And how a group of kittens is a group of cats is a clouder. A infestation of slugs is called a cornucopia. And a population of humans is just an infestation.
Makes sense to me.
What do you call a group of humans? An infestation.
A lounge? Oh, jeez. A group of lizards called a lounge, and a group of nerds is called a tabletop group. I say that's very fitting.
I was wondering why somebody was calling me out the other day. Turns out they were just talking about the nerds that I was currently eating. But anyway, that brief bit about cannibalism aside, Pixel, what house do you think you would be a part of, legitimately? Damn, did I shock you guys with what I just said, or...?
He's thinking about it.
I know, but did you catch on what I said beforehand?
Yeah, I get it. The nerd's candy.
Yep. Ah, cannibalism.
Low-key think I'd end up being a muggle. I wouldn't make it into magic school. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. 9 times out of 10, if we get Isaki'd into the world of Harry Potter, we're gonna end up being muggles.
Yep.
Well, if we do end up muggles, we'll have a. That only means that we'll have to specialize in the ultimate form of magic.
Bakery.
A gun.
Oh. I was basically like thinking like become a baker and then head to a bank in New York, basically plan to get like a loan to open up your own your own bake shop, and then basically keep an eye out for any kind of tweeted out looking guy carrying a strange suitcase. You'll understand once you see the movies.
I hope so.
In fact, maybe we could basically do like a movie night and basically like watch the ones that I have available.
I know. Well, I know that I'm definitely not opposed to movie nights, and you do do a good job with running those.
Sounds like we've got a plan.
Woo! How about you? You, Pixel, how interested would you be in a movie night?
Well, it may have to be a movie afternoon, considering time zones and all with him.
Oh yeah, right. That's true. Damn it.
He says I'm not fussed. Woo, my neck. Huh?
My sleeping pattern is awful. Lol, time zones are a lie. Yeah, I know how you feel, Pixel. Ever since that, basically like what I've currently been going through, instead of waking up at like 8:30 in the morning every single day, I'm lucky if I can get out of bed before noon.
Okay, climbing pole guard. What the heck? Oh.
So anyways, let's talk about Professor Snape.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say that basically, like, the movies and what they did with Alan Rickman for the Snape character, they really did that character a whole lot of service, because if he, basically, like, they seriously toned him down from how he was in the books, and I'd say it's all the better for it, because I think that J.K. basically, like, kept writing checks that the final book really could not pay off when it comes to the redemption of Snape's character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you basically know that he doesn't like Harry and basically is, like, kind of strict and authoritarian with him in the films, but in the movies, he's downright vile. Wait, in the books, he's downright vile, I mean.
At the same time, don't forget, he did have a crush on Harry's mom.
Yeah, I know, but arguably that kind of makes it even worse.
I don't know why. That just brought into my mind of like a song like what was it? Something's mom got it going on. I'm just like imagining a Harry Potter version of that.
Harry's mom has got it going on. Or maybe we should sing it like in Snape's voice. Harry's mom has got it going on.
I don't think Snape. I think Super
Dude,
Comic
gotta hate
Guru.
the living reminder
like
that some guy pulled the girl you like. Oh, jeez.
Yep. The worst part about it is that she ends up dating the guy who was bullying him. But Snape... Honestly, I really wonder if it was because Snape got stuck in Slytherin. I mean, Dumbledore basically said that maybe we do sort a little too prematurely. Maybe we need the second guessing on where we place our students.
Done!
But, yay! It's done!
Doppity is now free!
I gotta say, I kind of enjoyed this game a little bit more when it starred Mario and took place on a tropical island.
Yeah. Super job on the
Yeah.
playground, Dirt Finder. Looking at it now, I'll admit there have been some odd fleck of dirt here and there, and there weren't so many colors in this world. And aren't there just so many colors in this world? Too many, perhaps. Anyway, you got those bleeding worry warts off my back, and for that, I cannot thank you enough.
Well, I'd say an extra $225 will be plenty thanks enough.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Ah, there's the detached house. But we got a plan for next time. We are going to be cleaning the mayor's golf cart, as well as a bungalow that I've been putting off for a bit.
I'm interested in checking out that bungalow. I've wanted to build one on Minecraft for a while.
Yeah, anyways. But once we hit $900... Oh, cancel. We are going to be getting myself this, the Urban XU2. And eventually, we're going to get this bad boy.
Ho, ho, ho.
But we need 90 stars and $5,000. Yeah, no. One step at a time. So, yeah. That's going to be it for now. Next time, of course, the mayor's golf cart in the bungalow. And who knows, maybe a bit more movie talk. Or other random bits.
Yep. Glad to be here.
Yep, I definitely think...
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I definitely thank my fellow co-hosts, Linkzilla and the eccentric Mr. Haos, for joining me, and for you guys for watching. And remember, the only real magic you have is your imagination. And a far better power washer. Gosh dang it, that took forever.
Yeah. And apparently the ability to just straight up make entire playground filthy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like, seriously, how? How? How?
Well, that's all for us, folks.
Yep.
So, you guys can, just start piling out in an orderly fashion. Stay back. We've got soap. We're not afraid to use them.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.